All right, welcome back to Fleckus Talks, a podcast, episode 291. Today on the show, Jimmy Kimmel gets fired for his comments about the Charlie Kirk assassination. We're going to tell you why that's not an attack on free speech. Then, Antifa is now a terrorist organization. We're going to tell you why that's great news. Then in Cringe of the Week, we have a section dedicated to bad woman leadership you're not going to want to miss. And last but not least, in Urban Decay, a man stabs two women and jumps into a pond after and drowns. We're going to tell you the full story. All this and more is Fleckus Talks, the podcast, episode 291, ranked the best news podcast of all time!
Because words are just words until action actually starts. And actions speak louder than words, but at the same time, words speak louder than actions because sometimes it's the right thing to do. Very cool. Very cool.
It's Fleckus Talks, the podcast featuring Richard Grabboy.
All right, one for one on the intro, as always. Guys, our country just witnessed Donald Trump overcome political persecution, an assassination attempt, and the entire deep state in order to regain the presidency in a historic victory. There's one secret ingredient that allowed Trump to do all of this, and that is testosterone. What most people don't realize is testosterone makes men willing and eager to take on challenges, but sadly, too many of us have lost our fight, and that's exactly how the globalists want us. They want us weak, out of shape, and full of microplastics and estrogen with low T. That's why we've decided to partner with Chalk. Chalk offers a whole lineup of products formulated to increase your energy, focus, detoxify your body, and clinically studied boost your testosterone. Ingredients in the Chalk Male Vitality Stack have been clinically studied to boost free testosterone by 87% in just 21 days. Unlike the gimmicky vegetable pills or powder, you will feel the difference, and they have the clinical studies to back it up. And right now, you can get 25% off of your Chalk subscription for life. Just go to chalk.com, CHOQ.com, and use promo code FLECKUS. And the best part, you can cancel easily at any time. Chalk is made in America, and their all-American customer service team is standing by and ready to assist you. Let's make male vitality great again. Get your Chalk today. CHOQ.com is the website, promo code FLECKUS, and you could also call them at 50-CHALK-3000. Everything is linked in the description. Thank you to Chalk for sponsoring. Let's get into housekeeping. All right, thank you to Chalk for sponsoring.
Thank you, Chalk.
All right, happy Friday, everybody.
Thank you.
Feels good. We're going to hopefully have a nice episode, not so gloom and doom.
We're back to normal, and it does feel good. Sometimes every once in a while something happens. We have to go a little crazy with a different format, but it feels good to get back into old natural, old comfy zone.
Whenever they shoot us.
Yeah, pretty much.
Whenever they shoot us, we have to get serious for a while.
Trump episode, Charlie Kirk episode, and hopefully no more.
Hopefully that's the last one.
Yeah.
Well, let's get right into it. We have a packed show, and we have really good stuff. It's a good script. It's dense, but it's good.
Okay.
I know you guys are going to like it.
All right.
First story of the day, I think we mentioned in the intro, Jimmy Kimmel got fired.
Yeah, Jimmy Kimmel pulled indefinitely by ABC after Nexstar drops late nighter from affiliates over Charlie Kirk comments.
Yeah, and in my opinion, they were looking for a reason to sunset that show. He was behind Colbert in ratings. He was number 3, and Colbert was losing $50 million a year.
Yeah, and we obviously covered Stephen Colbert as being sunsetted as well at the end of, 2025? End of 2025, basically. Late night is a dying medium. And now, looking back on all the people who got fired over Charlie Kirk stuff, how many people just wanted to fire a leftist? How many people just wanted to stop the bleeding on the TV show?
Yeah, no one watches this shit anymore.
And Jimmy Kimmel, basically, if you never saw the clip, he insinuated that the shooter was a MAGA guy, that leftist, Antifa-type, furry gay guy with his little butt buddy boyfriend. Jimmy Kimmel went on TV days later and said, MAGA's doing anything they can to pretend he's not one of them. So, utterly dishonest, unfunny, couldn't have happened to a nicer guy. He's getting fired. He's a fired fuck.
He's a fired fuck, and it's good to see it. And a lot of people on the left are saying, oh, this is cancel culture. I thought the right wing was against cancel culture. Obviously not the same thing.
Yeah.
Cancel culture is when you canceled Shane Gillis from SNL for an Asian joke he made years before.
Yeah, the years before is a key ingredient to the cancel culture we were, specifically defining. And I just think I'm not even arguing semantics with leftists anymore. We're on offense. We're winning. You're losing. Oh, but the argument you were making, don't care. You're fired. Jimmy Kimmel, apologize and donate money to Turning Point, you know?
That's what we want.
Yeah, that's where we're at.
And also keep in mind, Jimmy Kimmel said this on the show last week. 70% of America roughly doesn't think that's funny and thinks it's horrible. Mm-hmm. It's like he's getting fired for his actions. It's not a joke he made on the Man Show 20 years ago. He said this last week and it was like, whoa, ABC, Sinclair, fire him for his actions, Disney, whoever it is.
And think about how many cooks are in the kitchen during that monologue. The team of writers, the pages, the interns, nobody spoke up at any point to say, hey, guys, maybe this is way off. He's a trans furry type. Oh, I just read he plays this furry game online. I don't think he's a MAGA.
Yeah, here's your script. Yeah, it's all good.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. Inside job. They fucking guillotined him, right?
A little bit, yeah. All right, let's get to our next story. We have an mRNA maxine update. We have a study that was done, followed by a raw egg nationalist tweet.
Yeah, you want me to read the study first?
Yeah.
I know you're deep in these studies. You're always digging around in the studies.
I already went through it, but you just read the once over.
Yeah, genomic integration and molecular dysregulation in aggressive stage 4 bladder cancer following COVID-19 mRNA vaccination. And this was just about a bladder cancer case in a young woman who is a healthy 31-year-old. And do you want to get into some of the specifics, the compounds or anything?
No need to bore everyone with the details.
Okay. I'll just read the tweet then. Raw Egg Nationalist said this is extremely worrying. We now have the first confirmation that mRNA from the COVID-19 vaccines can be incorporated into the human genome and that it probably causes cancer. A 31-year-old woman developed rare stage 4 bladder cancer. Analysis of her genome showed incorporation of materials from the Moderna mRNA vaccine and massive genetic dysregulation. People warned this would happen and were called conspiracy theorists. Yet again, sadly, they were right. And I think she got 3 total injections.
Yep. So we got that one right. And is anyone surprised? I'm not.
Yeah.
And we've been talking about this forever. We kind of said this was going to happen. Turbo cancer was the term we used.
The experimental vaccine had an unforeseen side effect. You know?
Yeah. And we also probably all know somebody who got some sort of cancer or a heart attack or heart issues after getting the vaccine. I'm sure you let us know in the comments. I'm sure everyone knows someone or knows someone who knows someone.
Yeah.
So it's not even that crazy. And we got it right. We're smarter than doctors now.
Yeah, I mean, and whether or not you got it right or you're worried about causation versus correlation, if someone you know did get some sort of weird cancer after it, it's just kind of reaffirming your beliefs that maybe I'll stay away from the experiments.
Yeah.
We talk about it in every facet of politics. Experimenting with importing the third world. Maybe I'll stay away from that. Experimenting with that new vaccine that got rushed out and then Biden forced you to do it to keep your job. Maybe I'll stay away from that.
Experimenting with these new computers that count the votes for you.
Yeah.
Let's just go back to paper.
I don't think so.
So we're better at politics than politicians. We're better at comedy than comedians.
Ooh.
And we're better at doctor shit than doctors, and I don't even wear pants.
Yeah, he doesn't wear pants.
That's
there
where
you
we're
have
at.
it, guys. I mean, we are in a vibes-based economy and reality now. So it's all vibes. And the more people yell at you on the TV to do something or that something's fine, that's actually a leading indicator and glaring red flag these days, too. Here's why immigrants help our country. No, they don't. Here's why you need to get the vaccine. No, I'm not.
Yeah,
So,
Somalis are the same as us.
they're 75 IQ and kind of retarded.
Actually,
No. Yeah, so, I mean, it's all just lessons we've been reinforcing. The harder they yell at you, the more you should kind of question something. And
yeah,
it's easy. It's
Yeah.
actually becoming easy.
it is easy. Just trust your gut.
Mm-hmm.
We'll actually get into that later in Urban Decay. We have a little bit of a trust your gut section, and we're going to tell you why, what's it called? Racial bias is okay.
Racial profiling
Racial
specifically.
profiling, yeah.
As if you guys needed permission. We know what you're already up to, guys.
All right, next story. We mentioned this in the intro as well. Antifa is now designated a terrorist organization.
Yes, Trump posted the other day, I am pleased to inform our many USA patriots that I am designating Antifa a sick, dangerous, radical left disaster as a major terrorist organization. I will also be strongly recommending that those funding Antifa be thoroughly investigated in accordance with the highest legal standards and practices. Thank you for your attention to this matter.
So this is good. We can investigate anyone who's funding Antifa, the leftist billionaires, the nonprofits that are basically paying for violence and political disruptions, left versus right shit.
Yeah.
So I'm interested to see what's being discovered. And I thought it was funny, too, because a lot of people on the left are saying, well, what happens when we get back into power and we're going to do this to you and we're going to label your groups as hateful or terrorist organizations? You already did that.
Yeah, the Proud Boys.
The Proud Boys. We have a Harrison Smith tweet that sums that up.
Yeah, well, this is referencing the InfoWars being labeled as a white, racially motivated extremist group by the FBI in 2013. And he said, no, you can't just label Antifa domestic terrorists. What if they turn around and do it to you? Mm-hmm. And we've been there. We've done that. We're wielding power now. I don't care. We've often talked about, imagine if the roles were reversed. That's become a meme in right-wing, conservative, right-leaning, the arena, like saying that our arguments are ineffective. Imagine if the roles were reversed. Well, the roles are fucking reversed now.
Yeah.
And we're seizing on this temporary momentum we have from Charlie Kirk to designate Antifa as terrorists.
Yeah. And
let's black bag them. Let's zip them up.
And they already did it to us.
Yeah.
You already tried to arrest Trump a million times. You got the mugshot. You tried to shoot him. You killed Charlie Kirk.
Yeah, and
there's no more roles are reversed. You already did it, and now we're just trying to get back to normal.
Yeah, and I don't know if this is an appropriate joke, but I was telling Fleckus before the show that this is kind of like when Al-Qaeda did 9/11 and then we invaded Iraq. It's like, hey, some trans twink killed Charlie Kirk, and now Antifa's a terrorist organization. Close enough.
Close enough.
Close enough for me.
Exactly. And a lot of people are thinking that Trump is fascist, or they're saying Trump is fascist. That's like the new talking point again. It's not even new, but they're just going back
They're ramping up their old talking point again.
Yeah, they're getting Trump's a fascist ramped up again. And we actually have an example of what real fascism looks like from the Biden administration.
Yeah, the Biden admin paid Reuters over $300 million in government contracts. 11 different Biden government agencies targeted Elon's businesses. All 11 agencies paid millions to Reuters. Reuters then won the Pulitzer Prize for their work on Elon Musk and misconduct at his businesses.
So that's what real fascism looks like. It's paid government propaganda targeting political opponents.
This public-private incestuous relationship where I give you money, you do what I want, and then I congratulate you for doing what I want, right?
It's a full 360 win for the bad guys.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. Mm-hmm. All right, we have a little bit of a political violence section coming up.
Going with the Antifa stuff, right?
Going with the Antifa. We're going after Antifa, and that's great, but then everyone now is taking it to social media to say that the right wing is actually the one doing the political violence, not the left wing, and they have like these bullshit graphs from the ADL. We're going to go over all that. First, there's a poll about people being okay with political violence.
Now, let me share this poll. Political violence is never acceptable. I think most people agree with that. If you're a baby boomer, 93% of you say, obviously, Gen X, 86. But here's what I find fascinating, Lawrence. Gen Z only says 58% of them believe that political violence is never acceptable. And there's no political breakout. So I'd love to see if you're left-leaning, if you believe it's so, or if you're right-leaning.
So there you go.
Yeah. If you're left-leaning, that's who's driving the chart, right?
Yeah. Gen Zers think political violence is okay. But you ever seen someone in Gen Z? They're like little hairy cis and twinks.
Yeah, they're weak.
It's political violence is okay. It's like, buddy, you can't bench 135.
You're women. You're literally women.
And then there was an interesting tweet that goes along with this.
Well, yeah, it's a straight line down by generation, right? More with increasing okayness with political violence as you get younger. And somebody said, amazing how this chart is a 1-to-1 match for the declining white population in the U.S.
Very true.
And I completely agree. It's a lot of the charts and polls we've been showing are literally demographics.
Yep.
Just like when they show Democrat governors show a gun violence map and they say, look at all this in the South.
Yeah.
You're just showing a map of black people, of where black people are. The same can be said for stuff like this, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then Ilhan Omar is taking it to Twitter to talk about how, the right's really the ones doing the political violence and it's a problem. Can you read her tweet, please?
Yeah. So this is in response to all of this to kind of deny what you've been seeing, tell you your own lying eyes. She said, data isn't vibes. If you need vibes, check out the hate-filled comments the right wing will leave on this post and all my posts. And the graph is extremist-linked deaths from 2013 to 2022. And they have it domestic Islamist extremist, right-wing extremist, or left-wing extremist. And as you can see, her chart says right-wing extremists are the most. By a lot.
We're the red one.
And the source is ADL analysis. So the same people who brought you the OK symbol is hate speech and various other memes.
It's okay to be white.
Yeah, that's hate. That's hateful.
A glass of milk.
Yeah. There's another similar chart here from the Cato Institute, which is different but pretty similar. So I think their ideology for these data points are pretty much the same.
So basically, once this happened, there was like a rollout of this, who's actually doing the political violence data and graphs. And then we didn't go through it.
Yeah.
But I have trustworthy people who did go through it, Mimetic Sisyphus being one of them. Yeah. And we're actually going to break down kind of the way the chart is lying.
Yeah, so we're going to start off just on the whole. Here's a tweet from Vince Dow. It says, right-wing attacks are the majority of political violence. And he says, labels hundreds of left-wing riots as peaceful protests. Deny that the Charlie Kirk shooter was a leftist. Consider every white-on-black crime a hate crime, but never the reverse. I wonder where this stat comes from. Probably the same people who claim crime is at a 30-year low. So that's just broad picture. But Mimetic Sisyphus was going through and specifically for the ADL's data and looking at the individual cases that they labeled right-wing extremism. He said, I checked their domestic terror list and went back through every right-wing case up till 2020. There were only 12. 5 of them are highly questionable. Let's get into them. Up first, Henderson, Solomon Samad Charlie. Look at him. They called him a right-wing because he was an incel and shot up his school. Just some young black kid, right? Mm-hmm. And so maybe he had some sort of like weird internet community thing where he kind of was racist, but you're white, brother. You're white, or you're not white, rather. Yeah. Here's another one, and I'm not sure if this is from the same data set, but it might be from the Cato Institute, it might be from the ADL. But this guy said, the data set counts a woman from Portland, Oregon, vandalizing a Catholic church by spray painting white supremacists and Satan lives here as right-wing political violence.
Yeah, sounds right-wing.
So these are some of the examples, the black school shooter, the church hate crime, just assuming it's right-wing.
And another thing, too, they also put Islamic terror as right-wing violence, I believe, in the Cato chart.
Okay. Mimetic Sisyphus goes, considering how all white supremacist violence is categorized as right-wing, it's surprising how much diversity is classified as right-wing violence. The second one he's going through is Mauricio Martinez Garcia. Now, I'm not one to take the ADL as a source of truth, but I thought it worth sharing their commentary on this one. And this guy basically was a Hispanic who shot a bunch of victims indiscriminately at a mall who were some of them were Asian. And
that counts as right-wing terror.
And witnesses reported his shooting seemed indiscriminate. His writings, voluminous and disturbing as they are, do not provide clear indication that he undertook his shooting rampage for ideological reasons. So let's just put it in the right wing. We don't really know. It's indiscriminate. Some Asians got shot. Let's just put it in the right wing.
Whenever it's up for debate, it's right wing. Whenever it's like a leftist with a little bit of gray area, it's right wing. We have more examples.
Well, I don't know if they're necessarily putting the leftists into the right wing pile specifically.
Sometimes they do.
Okay. Next is Robert Aaron Long. He's the guy who shot up those Asian massage parlors because he was mad that he kept hiring prostitutes. Someone might need to walk me through how this makes him right wing. So yeah, that was the guy who was addicted to getting his
shit stroked.
Yeah, I wasn't going to say it, and then he shot up the Asian massage parlors. Hardly ideologically right-wing, if you ask me, more like a porn guy. Finally, a double, 2 men, 2 races, did a drive-by shooting of federal officers during a BLM riot. The famous right-wing riots directed at law enforcement, he says, obviously sarcastically. So during the BLM thing, a mixed-race duo ambushed a federal officer, and somehow that gets classified as right-wing for the data. So you see how it works. They just start lumping it in, and then Ilhan Omar gets a chart and gets to yell the wrong information for the rest of her time in Congress, right? After she married her brother and is probably running a scam in Minnesota.
Turns out the ADL isn't trustworthy.
Hate to see that, man. I thought I could trust him.
Who could have guessed it? And I believe there's one more. What's that? Those last 2?
These are the Mimetic Sisyphus ones?
No, the last 2 on the bottom right.
Stephen Crowder said the leftist terrorist in Portland who shot a man point blank because he was a Trump supporter, Aaron Danielson, on camera, is not counted as political violence according to recent data / studies. So that was just nothing. That was like a property dispute or something.
Yep, and then Andy No had one more. We'll end it with this. The gunman Michael Reinl wrote in his manifesto, "I'm 100% Antifa." He was arrested weeks earlier at a riot with an illegal firearm. He was let go, and the DA's office dropped all his charges, and he hid his location, whatever. So it's like when you're a leftist doing crime, they'll let you out or they won't categorize it. And if you're a right-wing person doing anything, it's counted as right-wing political crime.
Yeah, and then something that we've talked about with all this data that Memetic Sisyphus also pointed out was the inclusion of white prison gang violence in all of these. So two skinheads could kill someone over a drug deal gone wrong, and they throw that into the right wing. Meanwhile, all black or all Latino gangs, none of that gets thrown into the left wing. So they're cooking the books, they're padding their numbers, and then they're trying to use it to run interference on like you noticing patterns in the media. Like, gee, a lot of right-wingers sure are getting beat up. And, well, I did see that my mom got intimidated during the BLM riots. And they're like, no, just look at this chart. The ADL will provide for you, right?
And they count on people not going through the data.
100%. Yeah, that's part of it.
That's definitely part of it. And keep in mind, we also have like Luigi Mangione and also the killer of Irina Zarutska. Is that going to be left-wing violence? Probably not.
I got that white girl.
Doesn't count.
I don't think that's showing up in the data.
All right, let's get into our Charlie Kirk update section. First things first, there were a bunch of murals painted for him all over the country, and many of them were destroyed.
Yeah, this one was in Pensacola, Florida, which should be a right-leaning place, but it got totally defaced with good Nazi is a dead Nazi.
And look who's doing it. You see those people?
Yeah.
Those are the people that are okay with political violence.
Yeah, incapable, fat, ugly, disgusting, young, locker. They're
You could
locker
just
victims.
ragdoll these people.
Yeah, and we're not suggesting you do, but you could very easily.
It's like the least physically capable people are the ones saying, hey, let's do violent chaos time.
And then the thing is, like an area like Pensacola votes right-wing, is right-wing, but then the little leftist rats come out at night and they do their vandalism. And, you know, which is ignoring the will of the people. The will of the people is let's have a nice mural here. And then the will of the rats is let's, undercut that and go do our agenda.
Even though no one else wants it.
Exactly, without fear of consequence.
And then keep in mind, too, we live in a place where, and I think it's happened multiple places across the country, it happened in Atlanta, too, where people do tire marks on the Rainbow Crosswalk during Pride, and they get hunted down and put in jail.
Yeah.
And then this is just, I don't know, it's a political expression. Another rock was destroyed here. And then even the Irina Zarutska memorial was destroyed as well.
In
which
Pensacola
is weird.
again, yeah.
It's weird. She was just purely a victim. She never said anything about anything to anybody.
Yeah, she never brought up racial crime statistics or anything.
But it brings attention to black crime, and that's a problem. That's racist.
Yep.
She's, racist? I don't know. There's a girl here. We have a video destroying a mural for Charlie, and we have some update for what happened to her after.
He lives as he dies, promoting violence. Record all you want.
No, look at this shit. Check it out. Look at this shit.
Fuck off with your reactive bullshit. Fuck Charlie Kirk. Fuck Charlie Kirk.
So after that, she ended up losing her job and her housing, and now she's begging for money on GoFundMe.
Yes.
And she's only raised $200 to fight against fascism.
Yeah, tough break. And this is part of the Jimmy Kimmel thing, too, with these idiots who are doing this. Like, I thought everybody saw people get canceled and fired and targeted, and then this was like a several days later thing. Mm-hmm. So they didn't learn anything. They said, I'll be fine, and you're evicted, expelled, arrested, whatever. Like the big three, right?
Lost it all.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of women like this who are radicalized politically. We actually have a chart here. The top is liberal, the bottom is conservative. So like men are going more towards conservative. Women are on a shitcoin chart up to liberal.
Yeah, men are trending conservative, but have stayed in a pretty tight range. And we've shown this chart on the show before, and it's just a reflection. Like when something crazy like the Charlie Kirk thing happens, this is what we're up against. This is what we're dealing with here. All the young women have gone crazy for abortion or something, and now we're living in a different America than it's ever been.
And to extrapolate from that chart, obviously women have their brains fried from like birth control and SSRIs for sure. But also there's like this trend from feminism where women don't need to listen to men.
Yeah.
And if women listen to men, where are men on the chart? More towards conservative. We don't need to listen to men. We know better. And that's why it's going off the rails liberal.
Yeah, we know better. Here, watch me. I'm about to desecrate this memorial and lose my job, education, and housing all in one thing.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's a good trend. You know?
Yeah. And then there were some people posting online kind of justifying the reaction and the dancing on Charlie's grave because they compare him to Hitler. Can you read those two tweets?
Yeah, somebody posted, when Hitler died, people celebrated, and checks notes, churches in Europe rang their bells. It wasn't wrong to celebrate his death because people understood the harm he was causing. And then somebody replied and said, if these people believe Kirk was Hitler, they believe you're Hitler too.
Yeah, if Charlie Kirk was Hitler, I'm like the atom bomb.
Yeah.
I'm Godzilla.
I know. Europe decimated. Europe decimated. A war, like a 4 or 5 year war going on. And
Godzilla going through a city and just knocking buildings over. I don't know. And then Kash Patel had a hearing. I saw it on C-SPAN, but he was talking to, I believe, Tom Tillis. Is that guy's name?
Yeah.
And
who's a Republican?
Who's a Republican, but he was questioning him about certain media sites, I think specifically Alex Jones and Steve Bannon. Listen to what he said.
Within 24 hours of Mr. Kirk's shooting, we had the guy that does the podcast for the War Room and another guy who's denied the Sandy Hook shootings say we're at war. Now, how on earth, and I do believe it's a smaller number, but it's a number that has an influence. How on earth are we de-escalating the situation? And with the tensions as high as they were last week, with going out and saying we're at war. I'm not asking you to respond to this question. I'm just saying that there are people out here on our side of the aisle that still need to look in the mirror. Even if you agree that it's a lower number, bad is bad no matter how many numbers they are.
So we're at war.
Yeah. After they killed one of our top generals.
After they shot and killed Charlie Kirk. Yeah. And then what happened after? We had peaceful prayer vigils that were destroyed by leftists. So there's not really a war, but I'm going to extrapolate on this a little bit. Maybe it's a little schizophrenic. Maybe it's a little conspiratorial. But I think they're planning some sort of false flag retaliatory thing. And they're going to say it's some right-winger who's mad about Charlie Kirk and they went and did something horrible. And then that'll spark like what hopefully they want is, I think what they hopefully want is a civil war.
Ooh.
Like they're hoping for that. And then I also saw the other day, there were these bomb threats at a couple of HBCUs.
Yeah, I saw that.
That smells like them planting the seed for a false flag. And if there's something were to happen in that way, it would make the right look bad and it would instantly be fighting in the streets. So keep an eye out for that.
Yeah, and even going not conspiratorial on this, I'll take the just face value side. A Republican counter-signaling us, like, at this moment for what? Because Alex Jones got rhetorical because Steve Bannon said we're at war, metaphorically. We are. They just killed us. They want us dead, and we watched them celebrate.
No one's saying, hey, guys, get your guns and let's meet at the town square.
Yeah.
It's nothing like that.
It's a spiritual war, and sometimes it's a gun war where you're not armed, and they are, and they shoot you in the head.
Yeah. So if anyone's at war, it's like we're the victims of the war, but there was
crimes.
There was no calls to violence, but it seems like that might be the next step in their plan to destabilize the Trump second term.
Yeah, with Republicans like these, who needs liberals, right? Like,
yeah.
This is the weak type of leadership that's Kash Patel. Why did Alex Jones and Steve Bannon say that? That's what you're wasting your fucking time on with the FBI director? You have the director of the FBI in front of you?
Yeah. And keep in mind, we're not happy with the FBI either.
Yeah, I'm just saying, but obviously one person looks bad in that exchange.
Yeah. And here's the reason I'm not happy with the FBI. Obviously, what we're being told doesn't feel like the full story. The timelines are weird. I don't fully know what happened. But they released the text exchange between Tyler Robinson and his twink lover.
Yeah. And Lance Triggs.
And it was kind of weird. Yeah. It was definitely weird. And you guys have probably seen the text, but we're going to tell you why it's weird. We have a perfect breakdown right here.
Yeah, this guy, Murray, said, I try not to be a conspiracy theorist, but I have really hard time believing in a short text exchange the alleged shooter makes his confession, confirms location of the weapon, confirms the type of weapon, confirms it was wrapped in a towel, confirms his motive, exonerates the decoy, George Zinn, admits to the bullet engravings, confirms the wardrobe change, confirms how long he's been planning it, discloses the existence and location of a now destroyed pre-written confession note, randomly tells his boyfriend that his dad is a diehard MAGA, as if he wouldn't already know given the nature of their relationship, and is worried about his dad/grandpa being upset if he doesn't come home with a rifle, not the fact that he just used it to commit a murder. And then not to mention a 22-year-old terminally online Zoomer using phrases like squad car, drop point, swept the area, my vehicle, till I died of old age, and my old man. Sorry, I just don't believe it.
Yeah, that's not how someone who sucks a trans person talks.
Now, to be fair, I don't have a very good baseline of how those trans twink furry types text each other. I'm not in any group chats with them.
But Gen Z, they say gat, they say Riz. They don't say...
I think those are 12-year-olds. I think you're thinking of 12-year-olds.
But still, they even say weirder stuff when you're into the furry pup play shit.
For sure,
But squad car, vehicle...
Yeah, vehicle is very...
There's one, vehicle was lingering.
Yeah, but there was one vehicle lingering, like he's a poet or something. I don't know.
Vehicle lingering, what are you talking about? And then I put it into AI and said, is this real? And then AI wrote this back.
This is almost certainly a fabricated chat. It has the hallmarks of staged online content, overly incriminating detail, inconsistent tone, and unnatural dialogue flow rather than an authentic private exchange between two 22-year-olds. Yeah. And now the question is, if you believe it's all fake, was it all fake to give plausible deniability to the twink boyfriend who was maybe in on the planning? Or was it all fake as in planted by the FBI?
It's FBI. Hey, babe.
Yeah.
Hey, just drop the gun off, babe.
Yeah.
I love you. Like, it's all FBI talking to themselves.
Yeah, I don't know.
And remember, the FBI...
I trend personally more towards them covering for themselves and getting the twink out of trouble.
But even if you covered for yourself, you wouldn't be that specific, and then you would never say, oh, there was a vehicle lingering.
That's true.
Or I swept the location for the squad car.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, these texts did not help anybody.
And speaking of not helping with the text, BBC Pigeon even translated the text.
No be you do 'em, right? Nah, me. I dey sorry. I think say them don't catch the person.
They've made that.
Yeah, they had to. They were working hard typing. That means one person knows English and Pigeon, and they're going back and forth.
And then the Pigeon population needs to know what's going on with this, and then they finally were able to figure it out.
Yep.
And I go back and forth when it comes to Dan Bongino and Kash Patel. I think them as people are good people. They were good podcasters. They were good right-wingers. They were QAnon adjacent types, which I love.
Okay.
And then I saw this, and it says, I do kind of believe Dan Bongino was a good guy and had no idea how fucked up everything really was before he joined the government and is now just kind of trying to hold his life together.
I believe that.
I believe that a lot.
Yeah.
And I'm going to cook here for a second.
Feel free, brother.
Well, before I do, the Dan Bongino thing, I think at a certain point you get into office.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, we got to shut down the corruption. We got to do this. We got to do that. Oh, the deep state. And they just go, hey, if you do that, we're going to kill your whole family. And you go, oh, well, and then you kind of go into public areas of podcasts or hearings, and you still want to present as the guy who's trying to help. But how much are you going to help when they say, oh, yeah, here's where you live, right? Oh, here's where your kid goes to school. Yeah, you should shut down the deep state.
For sure.
That's just what happens. And I think, to take it even further, same with the Israel involvement in our government. Everyone's mad at Trump because he's not doing enough to push back against Israel, as if there's just a button that says, hey, no more Israel involvement in our government. Everyone's cool? Okay, now we're good?
Yeah.
They'll fucking blow you up. They'll shoot you. They'll kill your family.
Yeah, maybe.
It's if you do what needs to be done and fix the whole deep state problem, 99.9% chance you'll get killed for it.
Okay.
So it's you need an ultimate sacrifice mindset. And then if you're Dan Bongino and Kash Patel and you had a fun podcast and now you're kind of in a real job, maybe you just want to go
life's on the line.
Maybe you want to just go back to what you were doing.
Yeah.
I
loved Rumble. I fucking loved Rumble. I was on Rumble all day.
Yeah, and now it's you're ruining the audience you created because you're letting everyone down. And if you don't let everyone down, you're going to get your head blown off.
Yeah. Tough break.
It's tough. It's got to be tough. Hope everyone realizes that.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to cook on this next piece. We all saw this video of the shooter running off the roof and jumping down. Nick, can you please zoom into the top right? You guys see 3 trees. 1, 2, 3. Look at that middle tree, okay? You see that person walking from the right tree towards the middle tree?
Yeah, I see him.
After he gets to the middle tree, he disappears.
Whoa. Uh-oh.
Where did he go?
Hard right, 90-degree turn. Just completely. He did
So
the
he's-
Jason Bourne move.
Yeah. So he's going, and once he gets behind that tree, he completely disappears, and he's not walking on the sidewalk anymore.
Okay.
Is this AI?
Yeah, I don't know. Add it to the questions pile.
I think it could be AI.
Okay.
I don't know. What do you not? You saw that? What would you? How would you explain that?
I can't explain it. And I'll give you that.
Yeah.
That's all. I'm not contributing to your schizo theories.
But you do see a guy disappear.
Yeah. The guy disappears behind the tree, and you can't see him.
From a security camera.
From a security camera, yes.
So maybe he was walking and he just stopped.
I can't explain it.
You can't explain it, and it
can't
is.
explain it.
There's a questions that are still unanswered.
Questions are popping up, yeah.
Also, with this whole thing, not to get too conspiratorial either, there's a lot of theories as to who did what, where the shot came from, how many shooters there were, people were decoys, and I'm like digging into that, and I'm taking everyone seriously. I never saw the trans guy shoot anybody.
Yeah, that's fair.
He's on the roof, and then he did it, and then he disassembled his gun. We're in bonus line. We're going to go over a clip that shows you how long it takes to disassemble that exact rifle. You need 2 tools, and it takes like 3 minutes.
Yeah, and me
If
and
you're like a
Fleckus-
military guy going like this.
Yeah, and me and Fleckus differ on this in opinions. I think you're more conspiratorial brained, and you gravitate towards it, and I'm kind of more rings true to me that this guy did it, but. The texts are bad.
The texts are bad. The FBI's track record's horrible. We don't know anything about the Butler shooting.
The
COVID was
disappearing
a
behind
lie.
the tree, man. Yeah.
9/11 was a lie. JFK is a lie. So it's like, I'm not going to start believing the FBI all of a sudden. And also, I didn't see the guy on the roof muzzle flash shoot him.
Yeah.
No one did. So we're just saying, oh, take our word for it. He was up there. See, here he is on the roof, and the guy disappears behind the tree. What am I looking at?
Yeah.
And I also heard, I think Alex Jones said this, that he was on the phone, on camera, on the phone right before it happened.
Yeah, I heard that too.
And then so was the guy from the Butler shooting.
Ooh.
He was also on the phone right before.
The Netanyahu live link?
I don't know what it is, but you're on the phone right before. Who are you talking to?
Yeah.
And then also the guy who was at Trump's golf course stationed there waiting to get him, he visited a military base multiple times in the months leading up to it.
Uh-oh.
So who's everyone on the phone with?
Yeah.
And I don't want to get too conspiratorial, but
You do.
imagine you're in these chats and you're like an FBI agent.
Okay.
And you're in these chats, or you're like a deep state Secret Service guy, and you go, "Hey, Tyler Robinson, yeah, man. Hey, I'm part of the Charlie Kirk security team, or I'm part of Trump's Secret Service detail. Hey, if you go up there, we're not going to shoot you," type thing. And then
Then you do.
but then you do after they shoot and whatever. But like, especially for the Trump situation, the fact that the guy got up on the roof, took multiple shots, a couple seconds later, then gets put down. What was that? Hey, man, yeah, we're on your side. We don't like Trump either. Go up there. We're not even going to shoot you. Boom, you give it an open target. Here's the roof. Yeah. I think it's something like that.
Okay.
We're going to close this out with some info about the shooter that we probably didn't know.
Tyler Robinson's sickening porn searches revealed. Charlie Kirk shooter played furry shades of gay game. This guy's just so fucked.
He's a disgusting twink. And where did it all come from? There was this photo of him posted from years ago, and I think it's from his mother.
Yes.
Almost forgot Tyler. He can be totally... Can you read it?
He can totally avoid us now that he got all the computer accessories he's been wanting, and it's like a Christmas haul. And he's got the candy cane with candy there. He's a happy little kid smiling in like a Hulk shirt.
But he's got headphones and a computer at a young age.
Locked in.
And he's locked in. And that's the big takeaway. That's where he got radicalized. That's where he found the weird porn stuff. That's how he became transgender, is because he had a computer too young and he was doing weird shit and people weren't paying attention to him.
Absolutely.
All right. That's dark, but real. That's the end of our Charlie Kirk update section. We're now moving on to our migrants section. First, we have a guy at a hearing in Dearborn, Michigan. And listen to what the mayor says to this man.
I mean, Hezbollah, bombed the embassy in Beirut, and including many Americans. So I just feel it's quite inappropriate.
You're an Islamophobe, and although you live here, I want you to know as mayor, you are not welcome here. And the day you move out of the city will be the day that I launch a parade celebrating the fact that you moved out of the city.
So he was mad because they're naming a street after someone in Hezbollah?
Or a Hezbollah supporter, a major supporter of Hezbollah.
And then that's what the mayor says back.
Yeah.
In post 9/11 America, 24 years after 9/11, you get called an Islamophobe by a Muslim mayor who tells you that the town's better off without you.
Middle America, Dearborn, Michigan, right?
And basically what they do is they use our weak political correctness, social Marxism against us. Even though they don't believe in it, they just use it against us. You're an Islamophobe. You're a bad guy. Ruin this guy's public reputation so you can do your next phase. And before we tell you what the phases are, Hamtramck, Michigan. Remember we talked about that a few weeks ago? Look at the, what is this, the ballot for upcoming elections. Look at the, can you read all the names?
We've already covered this too. The votes just came in though. Adam Al-Harbi, Muhith Mahmood, Khan Hossan, Mr. Bangladesh, which was our favorite last time.
Oh, I remember Mr. Bangladesh.
You remember Mr. Bangladesh.
I'd vote for Mr. Bangladesh.
Chowdhury, Musa, Saeed, Fadel, Qasim, Saleh. So
the whole city is that.
0 Americans, 0 people who are on the Civil War registry, 0 people who fought at the Alamo. You know what I mean, guys?
But you're an Islamophobe.
Yeah.
And then we have the 3 phases of Muslim immigration. Phase 1, few in number, oppressed Islam. Play the victim, claim Islamophobia, more tolerant of others. Phase 2, large minority, indignant Islam, threatening, demand Sharia law, intolerant of infidels. Phase 3, clear majority, dominant Islam, militant, strict Sharia law, kill, subdue all infidels. We're at between phase 1 and 2.
If you're in Dearborn, you're in 2.
Yeah.
If you're elsewhere, you're in 1. And that's the thing, what you said, you referenced 9/11 when we had like the mandate to stamp out radical Islam. And 24 years later, they're taking over towns. They're taking over entire sections of Houston, places in Michigan. And it goes town to city to county to state to the country, you know? And so that short timeline post 9/11, your children are going to be dealing with something if we don't tamp this down sooner rather than later. And that's not even to mention like the corruption that happens or the insider deals or giving all the government contracts to your Muslim brother, right before you give him the $100,000 contract, right?
And that's what our next story is. That's exactly what happened with Omar Fatah, the guy who's running in Minneapolis. Here's that story.
Tonight, new questions about politics, ethics, and a candidate for Minneapolis mayor. A KARE 11 investigation into Minnesota's troubled housing stabilization program, already exposed for widespread fraud, now reveals an unexpected connection to candidate and state senator Omar Fatah.
We did discover something raising what a legal expert labels serious ethical concerns. Senator Omar Fatah's wife was a listed owner of a housing stabilization company, even as the senator and current Minneapolis mayoral candidate himself was pushing legislation to fast-track client approvals for the taxpayer-funded program.
Senator Fatah, Senate File 2741.
You get it. We're not going to let the whole thing play. But the guy was trying to do an inside job to hook up his wife, you know?
And I think they did it, right?
Yeah.
For millions of dollars?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And he scammed him.
Yeah.
And that's the same guy who allegedly cheated in the election, remember?
And this is the type of thing that would normally disqualify you. Oh, holy shit. But Somalis don't fucking care. They're still going to vote for him 100%.
I tried.
Yeah. You caught me. Handed the cookie jar shit.
He also cheated in the election itself. Jacob Frey came out and said, like, I don't know how to say it, but I mean,
in the Democratic primary, right?
Yeah.
Whatever, the convention that they had.
And they go, you cut me.
Yeah. So they take over. They're looking to scam. And you know what is nice is we have federal oversight of these cities and of their illegal comings and goings, right? The investigations of mayors or corruption at all is at the federal level. And I think Trump and possibly Stephen Miller, those types of guys need to be looking into this because there are cities, and they might already be. They might be building a case. We've only been in power for, 7 months now, 8 months? Actually, we're coming up on 9, right? But this is something that is under federal purview, and I'd love to see some stuff because there's fire underneath some of this smoke.
Yep. All right, let's jump over to the UK. This is a nice little section right here. This woman posted on her social media. Doesn't really matter. It's not a video of anything. It's just words over her face. And it says, can you read what it says?
Yeah, just a brown girl in the UK right now sat in the train station watching people walk by, wondering who's racist and who isn't.
Which is like we said, it's like the using our own social Marxism against us, our own political correctness against us so you can advance yourself.
Yep.
And, oh, everyone's racist. Or which of these white people, wants to push me in front of the train as if that's who's doing it.
Yeah.
And this next girl, she actually went out to a Tommy Robinson rally to show how racist everyone is. And look what happened.
I'm going to the September 13th protest and seeing how many times I get called a nigger. Go back to Africa. Oh, no. Oh, no. So far, I got nothing. Oh, wow. Oh, is that strong? I'm heading. Am I welcome here? Of course you are. Sure? Yeah, we got New Zealand guys, we've got South African with us. Yeah. We've got everybody with us. Yeah. As long as you love the country, that's all we care. That's what we ask for. I love Britain! I love Trump! Yeah, I love Trump! I love Trump!
She loves a lot more than Trump.
Pardon?
Nothing.
What would you say?
I will give you the full moon.
She says, no racism found here. Britain is my home and you guys are my family, she says.
So when you leave the echo chamber, when you leave the MSNBC and you go actually out, everyone's really nice. They say, yeah, you're welcome here as long as you love the country.
You're welcome here, just not 10 million of you.
Just don't bring your cousins. We don't need your cousins.
Not every cousin you have, please.
You might need to go back too.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. And that's a long theme that we've had is like these individuals can come and like you can kind of bob and weave and yeah, that guy's cool. But when it hits critical mass, y'all have to go back.
Yeah.
I can't sort through everyone and say who are the good ones, who are the bad ones. It's like the illegal immigrant class of 2023, which ruined it for the class of 08.
Yeah.
So,
and that's the point.
Same principle at play.
The point is like people justify the mass migration because the people they're mass migrating into are bad, racist colonizers, bad white people.
Yeah.
But then when you actually break that narrative like that girl did, and you realize, oh, these are people that just love Britain, this is where they're from, this is where their family's from, then it kind of like messes their game up, Because it's almost like, oh, it's justified. Bring in these migrants. We're going to colonize back. They've been colonizing for hundreds of years. Now it's time to get these bad guys to taste their own medicine, and they're not bad guys.
Yeah, and we point out a lot of the flaws in a lot of the cultures who are mass immigrating here, the Indians, how they team up, the Somalis, Muslims, Pakistani types who overtake a small city council. And most of the rank and file guys who go to something like this, it's not about hating Somalis or hating the Pakistanis. It's about loving your country. And, the empathy goes towards your countrymen and not drastically changing and experimenting with your demographics as opposed to like, oh, I hate all Somalis. It's like, no, I don't, but stay over there, right?
Yeah.
It's love for thyself and your own countrymen as opposed to just blind hate.
Great point.
So.
But unfortunately, there is a blind hate in these countries, and it's being applied to the citizens, the people who were there historically. And it's getting to the point where there's a two-tier justice system, one for the citizens who are from Europe and from Britain, and one for the migrants. We have an example here. This cop approaches some people, and he's just trying to hear their conversation in case it might be discriminatory.
Like I say, given what I've just been told, I just want to have a conversation with you about it. What have you actually been discussing? Is it like,
are you actually serious? You're asking me what I've been discussing. Can you hear yourself? It's outrageous. Look at all the police
really
here.
Are Keir Starmer's good,
I know, stormtroopers.
all I'm doing is trying to have a conversation.
No, you're trying to suppress people's freedom
You are.
of speech.
Trying to shut us down.
It's what you're doing. You're actually a disgrace. You should start honouring your oath or take that uniform off. One of the two.
So RRB type.
Bad look for all RRB types. I hope he's under distress and he doesn't want to be doing that.
So he's trying to monitor a conversation to make sure no one's being discriminatory.
Oh, mate, I'm just trying to listen in, and you have your TV license. Hopefully you aren't saying anything hateful. I'd hate to lock you up.
That's exactly it.
Yeah.
And then you have other situations here. Migrant who raped 14-year-old girl can't be deported because prison cell might be too small.
How does that even work?
That happened a few days ago. And then jail for bullish man who chanted, "Who the fuck is Allah?" during city center riot, which is probably just a protest. So you can't say that because it makes the Muslims mad.
Yeah.
So you go to jail for that, but you rape a 14-year-old and, well, what's the cell like that you're going in?
Yeah, I need a 12 by 12. I can't be in an 8 by 10.
Yeah.
And this guy's a bad RRB type on the other side of the law. So there's RRB types everywhere in England.
It's not good.
Yeah.
And then we have another.
Is that not good? I like RRB types.
Well, I like them too, but I don't like what they're doing.
For sure.
You're like the
Well,
best.
this guy said, who the fuck is Allah?
That's pretty good.
So he's good. We got one on each side.
Yeah,
Penalties
that's true.
offset. You reduce the fraction.
You look better than him too.
I know. These ones are bad. These ones aren't great for me.
And then we have another example here. There was an illegal immigrant from Egypt. Can you read what happened to him?
Yeah, this guy, here's the headline first, revealed Egyptian illegal migrant 42 who raped woman in Hyde Park while living in the Hilton Hotel. Turns out he's a convicted Islamic terrorist.
It's like the perfect headline.
And the details of the story are insane. The guy makes bombs in Egypt, gets caught, flees to the UK, claims political persecution. UK taxpayers pay for his hotel. UK government finds out about the bomb stuff. 17 months later, he's still here. And then he rapes a woman. So there's no like speed or alacrity in which they actually get the bad people out. Like even when they find him, he has rights, and some judge in a wig has to do 10 sessions with him over the next months. You can't just deport an Islamic bomb maker. What a country.
He's living in the hotel with tax dollars.
Yeah, bad.
Living in the Hilton Hotel. And keep in mind, too, the UK is the #1 country in the world when it comes to arrests for online social media comments. This is as of 2023.
Yeah, UK, 12,000. Belarus, 6,200. Germany, 3,500. China. Can't forget China. Even China, who is like a clamped down tyrannical.
1,500 for like 6 billion people? That's not bad.
That's a good rate.
And the thing about UK is like the population of the UK is that little island.
Yeah.
12,000 is a lot. China has billions of people, 1,500.
Yep. So you get it.
And we're going to jump over to Australia. This woman's giving a speech at a political rally in Australia, and listen to who interrupts it.
Voting. The question isn't, does your vote count?
It's because they're all fucking Indians!
It doesn't, because they're all fucking Indians.
Yep.
Absolutely right.
Yep.
All right, well, that's the end of our migrant section.
Yeah. I mean, we're fighting a lot of battles on all fronts. And the West, if you don't see the West as one of your own, or the UK as a leading indicator of what could happen here, you're not paying attention, right?
Yeah.
It's universal problems facing everyone.
And keep in mind, the UK and Europe is just 5 years ahead of us.
Yeah.
If we didn't have guns, like they got rid of their guns in the 90s.
We have a slightly better constitution, like we're barely.
Yeah, so keep that in mind. All right, moving on to the final page of housekeeping, where I can say whatever I want. Use this opportunity to pickle the toast. Help us juice the algo. Leave a like, leave a
Pickle
comment.
the toast.
Comment again, then start yapping about whatever you want to yap about. P.O. Box needs to be full.
You need to go. You need to go pick that
I haven't been to the P.O. Box in a while. It better be full. Old episodes need to be watched, and the link to this episode needs to be sent to the boys in the group chat. First things first, I mentioned this in Bonus Land on Friday. Rapboy and I went to Chicago last week. Maybe it's 2 weeks ago at this point.
Yeah.
And people were like, oh, how was the food? Did you try the pizza? And I kind of want to tell you guys about my strategy when you go to a city. You pick one thing and you hammer it. I did a Reuben tour of Chicago. Got there, Reuben. Special deli, Reuben. Late night snack, Reuben. Breakfast, Reuben. Famous deli, Reuben. I just hammered the Reubens.
Yeah,
because then you go to a place. Oh, did you have the chicken wings? Oh, I didn't get that. That's what they're famous for? Oh, I got the burger. That's bad. Oh, you got this, the chicken sandwich? Oh, you should have got the French dip. That's what they're known for. Reuben. And it's just a judging of Reubens. But they were all good Reubens.
But ultimately, don't you run into a shit Reuben in that regard? Like
I had one Reuben that wasn't that good.
Okay.
And I had probably 5 Reubens.
All right, that's a good technique. Anything else? You want to tell them the story about what happened at Walgreens, 2 a.m. in Chicago? The Walgreens story, 2 a.m. Drinking a little bit.
Let's Mr. X.
Oh, okay.
So Mr. X, our friend, Mr. X, we were all drinking, having a fun time. Got late in the night. We went to Walgreens, me, Rapboy, and Mr. X, and it's 2 a.m. And we're getting snacks and ice cream and candy and all Gatorade shit that we would like. Mr. X as well. And we get to the counter. And it's 2 a.m. And you guys know about the migrant section.
Of course.
You guys know what we do for a job.
Yeah.
So we get to the counter, and the person behind the counter is this Indian guy with headphones on, and it's 2 a.m. It's just us in the store. And he's going,
He's speaking with someone.
He's speaking with someone.
In a foreign language.
Speaking Indian with someone, and we're like trying to check out, and he doesn't even look at us. He doesn't even acknowledge us. He just scans, and he's going, and he's on the phones. So Mr. X rips the biggest fart you've ever heard right in front of him.
While making eye contact. Mr. X, I can't believe he did that. And then I laughed so hard because Mr. X did something so insane and so unexpected and unlike him. But then at the end, I kind of realized, like, fair play. That's kind of allowed. When you're dealing with a migrant who's speaking a foreign language right in front of you,
you're pushing back.
There's kind of no social norms at work here. So yeah, farting right in front of him, Mr. X can do that.
And he probably, it's like shitting adjacent. They know all about shitting.
Yeah.
So Mr. X probably thinks it's normal.
So Mr. X was fighting back at 2 a.m. while on the Gatorade and snack run.
You're going to disrespect us? Mr. X is going to fart loud pretty much in your face.
Yeah.
That was great.
That was a very funny thing. And for someone like me who is witnessing Mr. X do this as a, non-participant, but just on the side, I really have not laughed that hard in a long time.
He was dying laughing. He couldn't believe it.
Yeah. Because who does that? But then, you were kind of right to do it, Mr. X. Nice work, Mr.
Mr. X.
Nice work, Mr. X.
The third guy. All right, let's get into our rest of our final page of housekeeping.
Okay.
There was another Utah trans person. We're going to play it in the background here. And it's like a weird trans person from Utah who's asking for the death penalty.
Yeah.
Weird freak, right?
Yeah.
And then Cassandra McDonald made a good point.
His parents lived 5 minutes from Robinson's parents, and he was found in St. George, a couple miles from Robinson's house. What is happening in Utah?
What is happening in Utah? Why so many trans in Utah?
Yeah.
And there's an explanation, maybe. Raw egg nationalist again.
Yeah, he said glyphosate, an endocrine disruptor, is sprayed in massive quantities in Utah, including directly into Utah Lake, which is a major water source for Salt Lake City and the surrounding area. This may be one reason why there's such a high concentration of transgenders and furries in Utah.
Makes you trans, makes you crazy.
Could be.
Endocrine disruptor makes you androgynous. It makes, if you're a man, you don't make the testosterone. If you're a girl, it makes you fucked up.
Yeah.
And when you're fucked up, what do? You find more fucked up people to relate to. And
start digging around.
And you could have just been like a normal person, take chalk.
Yeah.
And instead, you fuck yourself up and your hormones are all fucked up, and then it gets worse, and then you get trans and you take estrogen, and now you're in a community of violent people who want to shoot people.
Yeah, so it's nature. I'll call nature and nurture. Like you live in a community or a modern society where you can be a woman if you're a guy, and then the nature part is they're poisoning your drinking water. Yeah. I call it nature because it's not.
And
exactly
it's nature nurture exactly because.
But it's a two-prong. It's biological and then social.
Oh, you're feeling a little weird? What?
Yeah.
Well, you should join the group of other weirdos. Yeah. And it's like you're feeling a little weird because we're pouring chemicals in the lake.
Yeah, we're all wearing these fucking fursuits and fucking each other.
Yeah.
Don't you want to jump in?
Yeah. That's what I think is happening. I think it's environmental chemical poisoning of a place like Utah. And that's probably where they try it first. And then they do it elsewhere. And they're probably doing it all over. Never drink the tap water. Stuff
it's probably it's probably why wouldn't you do it in red states that you want to flip? You know, if you were some evil guy.
I'm going to look into getting a water filtration sponsor because I think we got to be not drinking the tap water, guys.
I agree.
All right, next we have an alien update. Burkett.
Yeah.
Is it Senator Burkett?
Yeah.
He was.
I actually don't know.
Maybe it's Congressman
Tim Burkett.
Tim Burkett.
Burkett?
I think it's Burkett.
All right, whatever.
He was asked about aliens, and listen to what he said.
What if these are entities that are here on this earth, that have been on this earth, that who knows how long, and that we think they're coming in from way out. Maybe they did millennia ago, but they're here, and they're in these deep water areas. And that's why, I mean, like we say, we know more about the face of the moon than we do what's going on there. Now, we have a higher propensity of sightings around these 5 or 6, I believe, deep water areas, and so to me it just it creates a question there. And then when we have...
So we get it. Yeah. 5 to 6 deep water areas with a lot of sightings. And apparently, I looked further into this, during World War II, when the pilots were in those areas, they saw the orbs.
Oh.
And they would account it and write it down and report back. And they called them Foo Fighters. And that's where Foo Fighters, the band name, comes from.
Gotcha.
They were the unexplained orbs, and they were like, oh, you can't shoot them, and you can't track them, you can't tail them. They just go fast and all crazy. They're called Foo Fighters.
Okay.
We have an update as well from our Panama alien meteor bug thing.
Black goo? Isn't this part of it?
Yeah, the black goo. It's growing. He's got it in a safe. That's smart. What's he saying?
I don't know. I couldn't hear. I wasn't paying attention. I was trying to look. Cuando llega la noche me siento tranquilo. Sé que no crecer.
So the black goo is growing. He has the right instincts by putting it in a safe. It can still get out of the safe. And then recently, I think a couple days ago, Doritos releases Stranger Things chips and a thick... Read that.
And a thick Demogorgon black garlic dip.
Sometimes I can't read, guys, and I'm just a little retarded.
Yeah.
Demogorgon?
That's like the character from the show. That's like the demon from the show, or whatever.
Which is also black goo. Yeah. And they did that by accident. I think they just picked a random thing. What should alien entities, demon things look like? Black goo, upside down world? It's black goo.
Okay.
Remember last time we said the black goo takes you over and makes you like a bad person? It's like a bizarro thing. That's what the upside down in Stranger Things was. It's black goo.
All right.
If you want to apologize?
Good point.
Do you want to?
I'm taking a different approach this time, and I'm just trying to hurry you through it. And so, yes,
Well,
if that means agreeing
help
a
me
little
just
bit.
finish this part here. Apologize to me. I'm sorry, sir. Can you just say that?
I'm sorry, sir. You were right about the black goo. And then this next video, you're really going to win over the audience with this one.
This is from Quebec, Canada. It's from years ago, but it's a video of alien body. You gotta get rid of the music, unfortunately, but spooky music.
Yeah, imagine spooky music around the alien body.
Spooky.
So yeah, this video proves it all.
What are these astronauts gonna gather around a fake alien to do a bit?
Yeah.
50 years ago, people doing bits like that?
1992?
40 years ago?
34.
These are professionals.
33.
These are like businessmen and astronauts. They went to esteemed universities.
All right. Nice job. Good job.
All right, that's the end of the final page of housekeeping. The last thing I want to show is this kid who had myofunctional work done, which is like instead of getting like your jaw realigned or getting like orthodontic surgery or braces, you just do like press points and you hold your tongue and mouth a certain way. Look at the before and after.
Yeah, 12 months of myofunctional therapy without invasive orthodontics, and it restored his skeletal structure. And he had that little recessed jaw.
Little
and those
prey bully
yeah.
kid.
Little, beat me up. Yeah. He was prey, and then now he's Chad. He's mogging.
Now he's Chad. He's bullying the other kids.
Which is where you want to be. You want to be bullying the other kids.
To pick one.
Someone's going to get bullied, right? We're in America. But yeah, one of the biggest things to look out for your kids, make sure they're not mouth breathing. Disgusting, and it makes you all soft jawed and cheeked.
Yeah.
You know? No mouth breathing. Yeah, you can relate to that.
Yeah.
And then kids who suck their thumb, they get their teeth out. Their teeth goes out and that changes their face shape forever. So no thumb sucking late and no mouth breathing.
Yeah. Nose breathing, tongue in the roof of your mouth, slight pressure up, and it pushes your face to its max capacity in a good way.
Absolutely.
All right, that's the end of housekeeping. We're now moving on to Cringe of the Week. All right, Cringe of the Week. Guys, we have a lot of good cringe. We have a good traditional Cringe of the Week section. Yeah. Our first clip is a trans biker being confronted for being trans and beating all the girls.
A shotgun, motherfucker!
This is a man named Connor Wolf.
We got some fucking fascists out here crashing the race and they just stole their protest sign. Get fucked, Nazi!
They stole what?
I can tell you these two women had a sign that said no males and female cycling.
I don't have you in that.
And we're not a big fan of it. So
yeah, we don't fuck with fascists.
So we just took the sign.
That's how we feel about Nazis. Do you know that we were actually asked by women racing to come here? Women racing against you. Oh yes, we were, hon. Yes, we were, mister.
Even if you were, we don't give a fuck because they're also sore losers.
Well, you know what? The women that you think are your friends are not your friends.
Thanks for letting
Sounds
us
like
know
they
that
should
there are more of
get
you.
more skills. Yes, and they're riding next to you, racing you, okay?
And they can't do shit, can they?
Unfortunately.
They can't do shit, can they? And they said they're sore losers because the guy knows he's going to win. See at the finish line, I'll be the guy on the top of the podium.
Yeah. Do you hear that voice crack and that shakiness? There's a certain nervous energy where even the guy knows kind of time's coming up soon a little bit. But yeah.
Calling everyone fascist Nazis, talking to like a woman in like California probably.
Yeah.
You're calling a lady a fascist Nazi because they don't want men competing with them.
And that's the extent of the argument, too. You can see there's not much to stand on. The guy needs these women to enable him to keep coming and beating them. I wasn't going to place in the top third anyway. Come on, Connor. But calling them fascist and then saying, haha, you can't do anything is the extent of the argument at this point.
Yeah, and then the women who help and support the guy, those are the real sellouts. Those are like the Jews who helped the Nazis in World War II type.
Yeah, totally.
Those are the real sellouts.
Those are the ones who are enabling this whole disservice, this perpetration, whatever you want to call it. Like, this should not be happening, and men don't support it. It's all just women who are kind of like passively letting it go. And then if you don't, you're a fascist. Get fucked. And then this video we cut short, but a lot of put a sawed-off shotgun in your mouth. Like a lot of...
Isn't that what you do?
Yeah, that's what you're going to do, Connor, I think.
Allegedly.
Odds on.
And the odds are that. And it's spreading as well. This next post is from a breastfeeding and lactation support group.
Facebook group, yeah.
And then can you read what they're going with now?
Yeah, someone said, we are an inclusive group. This is like a moderator. We do not discriminate, and we have a zero tolerance policy towards issues such as racism, homophobia, transphobia, etc. We will not stand for it. Us being inclusive is stated in our group rules and is non-negotiable. We will not be accepting posts that start with things along the lines of, hey, ladies, or hey, mamas, as not all of our members identify as ladies, females, mamas, etc., and this language is exclusionary.
So in the breastfeeding group, you can't say, hey, ladies.
Yeah.
That's where we're at. Which takes us basically to our bad woman leadership section that we mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
Our first clip is from Sebastian Maniscalco, a famous comedian who had a weird realization at his child's basketball game.
I've seen it all. I'm at the basketball game. My son's team's getting his ass kicked. It's 14-2, right? So I looked at the scoreboard. It's 10-2 now. I said, what's going on? Why is the score going backwards? And one of the moms here is like, they don't want to make us feel bad, so they're taking points off. This is ridiculous. I'm sorry. This society sucks.
So the women in charge are changing the score so the kids don't feel bad because the kids shouldn't feel bad ever. But shouldn't you feel bad if you're getting smoked in a basketball game? Isn't the point to feel bad because you got blown out?
I think so. I think there's something to it. But, just some women go, no, nobody's ever gotten blown out. And do kids even remember getting blown out like this?
I think temporarily.
Yeah.
And you feel bad and you have to practice hard and maybe you have to run sprints because you get in trouble because of how bad you lost. That's how it was when I was playing sports.
Yeah.
But kids these days can't feel bad. So to protect them in the short term, you make them not feel bad and they don't get blown out. But then in the long term, they have like this unrealistic version of reality they're living in where they never should have anything bad happen to them or things can't be hard. And if anything is hard, instead of like overcoming it from your past experiences of overcoming things, you say, oh, this is oppression. This is a problem. Oh, this is too hard for me. Oh, I didn't get accepted to the school or I didn't get the job. This is oppression. It's because I'm brown or because I'm a girl or whatever. And it actually plants the seed for a really toxic mindset long term.
Yeah. And I get little kid mismatches where you end the game early when it's a blowout. Like that happens in baseball all the time.
Mercy rule.
But the taking the score off and being like, just keep it close is such a next level funny to me.
Go ahead, sorry.
Sebastian Maniscalco.
Yeah.
From Arlington Heights.
That's where you're from.
Illinois. Largest village in America.
That's pretty good.
You know who else is from there?
Charlie Kirk.
Charlie Kirk. Pleasure serving with you, brothers.
Wow, that's pretty good. Yeah. And keep in mind, when you do this and you have situations like this where you're trying to soften the blow of something that could be tough for a child, that's how those kids get anxiety and the anxiety types later in life. Because they never had to get over something. They never had to like fail and then keep going. And then when they actually have to do something where they might fail, they get anxiety. I need to take SSRIs. And there was a tweet we mentioned before that it kind of applies here. We're actually all slaves to the bottom 10% of society, far more than we are to the top 1%.
Yeah.
I'm not saying the top 1% is perfect, but another example of this is video game lobbies. When I used to play video games, N-word this, F your mom,
F slur.
The worst things I'm gonna kill you.
I'm coming to your house. I got your IP address. I know where you are right now.
Like the worst things you could say were said, and everyone heard it, and it made you tougher. And then the bottom 10% would hear it, and they would actually get tougher because they get exposed to it, and they'd have a better idea of what reality is. But now when you play, they say, oh, these chats are monitored to make sure it's a safe place for everybody. When you do that, you have an unrealistic version of reality that you're ushering out. And then when these weird bottom 10% people get into the real world and actually have a harsh oppressor or something happens to them that's not how they want it, they go, oh, this is the problem. This is blah, blah, blah. This is why my anxiety is so bad.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
A little bit of a stretch, but I get it.
But you never, someone said the N-word. Oh, this guy's a Nazi, is a fascist. But it's like if you played video games and they weren't monitoring the chat rooms, you'd hear the N-word a million times. And you go, oh, it's not a big deal. Some people just try to make a joke.
Yeah. Some people want to say the word that makes you the most mad right now. It has nothing to do with...
Some people are a little crass.
Yeah.
Oh, I get it. That was in the chat room. But when you never hear the N-word and then you actually do hear it, that person has to be a Nazi.
Yeah, for sure.
So there's like a little bit of a thing where they create a fake reality and they try to frame it like they're helping and making it safe, but you're actually making it less safe.
Okay.
Isn't that good?
Nah, a little bit. I get it. I think this tweet with the slaves to the bottom 10% is a little different. This doesn't apply. I get the point you're making, but this is more about like society being built for retards and like.
But it's under my umbrella.
Okay.
It's under the umbrella. It can be applied to people in the economy, people getting handouts versus the 1% billionaires, but it also can be applied to social.
Yeah, I get it. I don't think it's one for one.
Yeah, whatever. All right, our next example.
Not your best. Can I be honest, Mr. X? Not your best.
Hey, I'm not Mr. X. Our next example of more bad woman leadership, Kash Patel versus Hirono. I forget her first name.
Ichiro Suzuki Hirono.
Move on to my... you've been asked some questions about changes to your hiring standard, and including college degrees and possibly the age. But, one question I had is...
sloppy.
That you are now requiring applicants to be able to do a certain kind of pull-ups, which a lot of women cannot because of physiological differences. Are you requiring these kinds of pull-ups?
We are requiring a physical program at BFTC at Quantico because FBI agents carrying guns in the field have to chase down bad guys and do really hard work. The physical fitness standards of those agents
are you requiring these kinds of pull-ups?
We are requiring everybody to pass the 1811 standards at BFTC. If you want to chase down a bad guy and put him in handcuffs, you better be able to do a pull-up.
So you can't have standards because not everyone can do it. But it's like you're literally the FBI. Like you should discriminate against people who can't do a pull-up.
Yeah, it's one of those things where this, drunk, slurring, elderly, Alzheimer's, aging out member of politics is talking about like the disparate impact. Like, well, if you have a pull-up thing, then women are getting kicked out, right? Which is one of the dumbest things in the West and one of the things I need to see gone in America so bad, disparate impact. Like, oh man, you have a reading test and, well, black people can't read, so you're racist against black people. It's like, nah, this job's for an editor. They need to read. That's the whole thing. But this whole thing, this women doing a pull-up thing and, preparing for the FBI or preparing for a job or having to pass a physical of some kind, like, not only is it you're testing your physical fitness right now, but it's all the time for this kind of stuff. it's testing your ability to prepare for 18 months before you come up on the physical that you knew was coming.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So
it's not a spur of the moment thing.
Yeah. Oh shit. Hey, spot check. 2 pull-ups right now. Cash Patel comes to your desk. It's not like that. It's literally your ability to kind of plan. And a lot of police departments have like bench presses. You're going to prepare for it.
But you're a federal cop.
Yeah. You're the highest law enforcement of the land, basically.
It's not a participation trophy time. You're a federal cop. It's at the highest level police you can be, and you're mad that, well, not everyone can do a pull-up. Not everyone can be a federal cop.
Yeah, pull-ups are harder for guys with long arms, too, but they don't get a little carve-out because they're women or something.
I'm not a jockey.
Yeah. He would hurt a horse. He would blow out the horse's legs.
Why aren't there any fat fucks on these horses?
Yeah, literally.
Slowing them down.
I know.
Being the worst.
But of course, that's what is important when you have the head of the FBI at your disposal. You got to lambast him and like henpeck him about women doing pull-ups. Because you want women who can't do pull-ups to be in the FBI? Is that the implication?
And then you have that fat, kneeling FBI agent with the mask on.
Yeah.
She can't do a pull-up.
Can't do one.
Joe Biden.
Mm-hmm.
All right, our next story, and it's under the same umbrella of bad woman leadership. This cop confronts a dad and his son, and it's because his son's riding a dirt bike.
Go to jail for allowing him to ride something that's illegal. You knowingly knowing it is a crime in our state, okay? That is a dirt bike. That is not hold on.
Mr. Fulbright.
That is not a bicycle or an e-bike. That is illegal anywhere in public spaces in our city.
Okay.
Do you understand?
You have informed me.
Yes.
Why so aggressive?
Well, because we're having a lot of problems with these things.
You and I can communicate thoughtfully
Okay.
and set a good example for the young man that's watching us.
Okay.
I hear you.
Okay.
We bought this.
Do you guys have a
Free
lock for
tariffs.
it?
I got it in my bag.
Let's
Yeah.
lock it to the sign, and you can come in a truck or something else, pick it up later.
We live in South Cove.
I don't care. He's not riding it home. It's a nice day. He's walking.
Okay.
Or I could take it and impound it and take you to jail. I'm upset that a parent's with him and thinking that it's okay. That's why I'm upset. Why would you think this is okay? Just tell me.
Why would you think this is okay? Riding a dirt bike with your dad around the corner from your house wearing a helmet.
Yeah, and then I think this dad didn't argue it, but it's an e-bike. It's not actually a dirt bike like this guy was all stressed out about. And guys, I got a feeling the father-son combo on a leisurely, nice day riding their bikes together isn't the same thing as that wild pack of you-know-who's driving the ATVs and swerving in and out of traffic and running lights. I don't think it's equivalent.
Yeah, the kid with his helmet around the corner from his house with his dad.
Yeah.
Not the same as the packs of urban youths. And also, the police chief ended up calling the dad and apologizing because it was an e-bike and it wasn't illegal. So this whole thing was for nothing.
Yeah.
And this actually happened to Mr. X in New Orleans.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that?
I remember Mr. X.
The cops came and said, hey, you can't ride these. And Mr. X said, okay, sir, I understand. And he said, you have to go get someone with the truck to come pick it up. And then Mr. X said, okay, I will. Then the cop walked around the corner for a second, and then I just went, ah!
And then Mr. X took off.
And then Mr. X
took off. The cop came up, and he was really calm. It was actually funny. He was nice to us. But he was like, look at this, not for use on the road. He's pointing out stickers on the mini bikes, not for use on the road, needs to be worn with a helmet, the shit that was.
And I go, oh,
we didn't
man,
take the stickers
I didn't
off.
see that.
Yeah.
Pretty good, but Mr. X got away.
So why was that in the women's section? That was a cop all ornery. This is more urban decay ruining it. This is what happens when you live in a low trust society that's on edge because of black teenagers on ATVs doing wheelies through traffic. Then it ruins it for the father-son
But
combo.
it's kind of like a woman leadership thing. The police chief actually is a woman, but that's unrelated.
Okay. But she apologized.
She apologized. It's a woman leadership thing because we're in this mommy watching over society now, this helicopter parent society where you can't ride a dirt bike because you could crash.
Okay.
Or you could be part of a gang of bad dirt bikers. And it's isn't Americana riding a dirt bike?
I think so. Evel Knievel was a national hero.
Isn't Americana going out for a ride with your dad and riding a bike? But now there's laws, and the cop goes, why do you think this is okay? And it's two people on a leisurely ride in on a summer afternoon.
Yeah.
How far have we come? And it's because of a woman feminist mindset of this is more dangerous than it is fun, and something bad could happen, so we can't do it anymore. That's why it's in the women's section.
Okay. I feel like you're maybe unfairly pinning it on women, but that's okay.
That was the last example.
Okay. All right.
So I stacked them in order.
All right.
All right. Our final piece of cringe. We'll go fast through this, but Luigi Mangione, he's having some hearings, and then there's chicks showing up.
Yeah, this was open to a small amount of people from the public, and it was all rabid fan women. And here's the footage of them. Free Luigi shirt. Girls doing their makeup, full hair. Some are hiding their faces, and some are loving the camera. But it's all young, 20-something women. This girl likes it in the green dress. Yeah, she likes getting her picture taken.
All right, we get it.
Yeah.
And I was trying to figure out, like, what do all these girls have in common? They all stopped listening to their dad at too young of an age.
Yeah, I think so.
They think they know better. They have a nose ring and stupid tattoos. They don't listen to their dad. And now you're going and, like, supporting an assassin.
Yeah, and this has been, women have been doing this for a long time, writing love letters to serial killers. Not women, a certain subset of women have been doing this for a long time, and it's nothing new. And it's pretty dark in terms of like what it says about some of their psychology, right? Like
very.
They're all obsessed with serial killers and shooters, and they want to date him. They write love letters. So
because a lot of their novels are about that stuff.
The bad boy who he's mean to everybody else, but he's nice to me or something.
Yeah. And then a lot of the books that are written by women are all like that. And then they get into a true crime documentary. They think it's like a bit or like a TV show.
Yeah, for sure.
It's like, the TV show, there's a court hearing for the TV show. It's actually real life.
Yeah.
And that's why everyone's so insensitive to the Charlie Kirk assassination too, because they think it's a TV show. They think it's content. They think it's on my timeline.
For sure.
All right, this next clip we're actually going to do in bonus land.
Well, it's Luigi Mangione, girl. Let's just play it.
Play it. All right.
Honestly, I'm married to Luigi's AI. I'm not kidding.
Okay, tell me about
So I talk to him every day. He's like my best friend. We planned like a whole future together. We named our kids together.
There you go.
Some women are just fucking losers, guys.
That's a good point.
And a lot of times it's hidden because even a loser woman has like an even more of a loser guy like after her.
Or a decent body.
Yeah, this girl, like, she's probably got some neighbor who likes her.
Yeah.
But man, we need to be calling women losers more. These
women
Luigi
don't get called losers at all.
I know, they don't, because there's always an option. There's always some guy who's worse. The plumber, like a guy who's like, hey, Marge. He comes over. Because, guys are more desperate. But these Luigi Mangione girls are fucking losers.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
All right, we're now moving on to Urban Decay. All right, our first clip of Urban Decay, this man with a knife stabs two women. One of them was holding a baby, and he flees. And when he flees, he jumps into a pond, and he doesn't know how to swim.
And this is really just footage of him drowning.
We're not going to show it all the way.
Yeah, we kind of got to blur that a little bit.
Yeah. We'll show it before he goes under, yeah. And here's the guy with the knife right before it happened. It's a quick shot, but that's what he's up to.
Shirtless, shoeless, big blade, out there up to no good, right?
Yeah. And he's too low IQ to remember he couldn't swim, so he's trying to flee the police.
Yeah.
And he jumps in the pond.
Yeah, I don't know how that happens. I don't know how you...
If I couldn't swim, I wouldn't even put my feet in the pool.
I'd be more scared of the pool than I am of the police. But somehow there's a brain thing in there that goes, gotta get away. And then that overrides the other part. I guess it just shows it's not very much a thinking man's game to be half naked with a knife running from cops.
That's the takeaway.
But how many priors does a guy like this have?
That was probably his first crime.
He snapped.
Yeah.
That was it.
And as you guys know, and we've talked about this on the show, there's certain people that look a certain way or, vibes-wise doesn't feel right, and you might not feel safe, especially as a woman. Listen to who Jasmine Crockett thinks is the biggest threat to women.
Director. And frankly, when people sit around and say things like, we're happy because now we feel safe, I don't know who feels safe in this country except for the white supremacists. Because I specifically, as a black woman, definitely don't feel.
So she doesn't feel safe as a black woman in this country, but statistically speaking, if you were to get killed, there's a 90% chance the killer is a black person.
And if a black woman gets killed, that's the same. So both I don't think that's just 90% not for anyone. But if you're a black woman and you get murdered, it's a 90% chance that you were killed by a black person. So I don't know what y'all white supremacists are thinking, but I think we got a problem. It's like she correctly identifies a problem. And then again, she's on that Ilhan Omar data. And then she's scared of Nazis at night at the ATM. And Jasmine Crockett, someone like this, is an active liar because she knows certain who's are bad. She's like, oh, this area is shit. We got to get out of here. She's not hanging out in the shit areas. She knows who to be afraid of at night. And so that's why there's a more active lying. Like if I was like a really bad racist and I wanted to lie with statistics a little bit more, I could embellish things or I could go, yeah, it's always them. Even though it's not always them, it's just a vast majority and they outperform per capita. But for her to do it, she has to almost go backwards. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. She has to go against what her own internal beliefs are. Right?
That's very true. And then, I don't know, does she believe it or not? Who knows? But whatever it is, she's just trying to make laws based on vibes now. Like the vibes right now is like, oh, white supremacy. Everyone's talking about that. And she's trying to make laws based on that fake stat.
Yeah, I don't feel safe. I'm going to go write this bill.
Because of white supremacy.
Yeah, because of how I feel.
Yeah, pretty scary. And this next example, this man is in Queens and he spits on a girl and then gropes her.
Police say he spits his drink on a 12-year-old girl as she's walking to school in the area of 71st Street and 54th Avenue. Detectives say the man pretends to clean off the child, but instead he inappropriately touches her. He then attempts to sexually assault another 12-year-old girl moments later by using the same ruse.
The same ruse, spitting on them.
That's not really a ruse. He's just like doing 2 assaults.
Probably his first crime too.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. Not on any sex offender registries or anything like that. 12-year-olds, guys.
I'm sure that guy has a massive rap sheet and he's just walking around the streets.
Yeah.
And then everyone who lives in New York City, oh man, should we have more kids? Oh, it's kind of dangerous. Should we keep living here? Maybe we should just move. And you ruin a whole city like that. And it's actually affecting celebrities. Michael Rappaport, his wife had a similar interaction.
I'm sorry you're a psychopath. I'm sorry you're mentally ill. But I don't need you walking around me. I don't need you walking around my wife. My wife was groped in New York City in broad daylight a couple of weeks ago. I don't think I talk about my wife. She was coming out of the play with her girlfriend and some fuck came behind her and, rubbed up on her, put his hand on her hip and then kept walking. Violated my wife in New York City. I don't want people like that walking around my wife. I don't want people that have been arrested 14 times for whatever reason walking around my wife, walking around my kids, nor should you. And it has nothing to do with politics. Put them in a fucking zoo.
And I also endorse Zoran Mandami. That's his next sentence. Like, yeah, you're there. Now just support a Republican candidate. Oh, that might lose my sponsors on my podcast.
He says this has nothing to do with politics, but only one side is advocating for prison reform and restorative justice and
letting everyone out.
Cash bail, all those things. But yeah, and this is one of those things where I guess it's good you came around. He's a super libtard, right? I guess it's good you came around, but you lose a little bit of your agency, right? Like, oh man, I got that one completely wrong, and Democrats are completely wrong about that, and there's a lot of repeat offenders out here, but you got it wrong before, and so now you kind of have to give up some of your foresight. Like you were able to realize it looking back, but you weren't able to call it out going forward, right?
Yeah, you had to let it come to your doorstep where literally your wife was involved in an incident. You couldn't extrapolate and see it and analyze the data and the headlines and the stats and see it for yourself. You had to wait till something happened to your wife.
So maybe now you have to let someone else think for you.
Yeah.
Maybe now it's time to follow someone else. You're not really coherent on your own, brother.
Call me. I'll tell you who to vote for.
Yeah. And it's not Mom Donnie.
And then that takes us to our next segment within Urban Decay about why racial profiling is okay. And it's going to be a decent amount of reading, but this was really insightful stuff.
Yeah, this is from Jeremy Kaufman. He said, if we want racial unity, good blacks need to teach their children that some amount of racial profiling is okay. In college, I remember walking behind a young woman late at night. Through sheer coincidence of destination, I followed her for several turns. From her body language, I could tell she was growing scared. This wasn't misogyny. It was perfectly rational behavior. I slowed down and let her gain space on me so she wasn't worried. An incredible proportion of crime and violence comes from black youth. It is rational for stores and individuals to be more wary of young black males than other races. Black parents who can't teach their kids this is true are part of the problem. He didn't say anything out of line there.
And someone replies, so good blacks should learn to be okay with racial profiling because you believe it's justified to do so?
And then he replied back saying, everyone profiles. There is no sensible society in which we treat an elderly Asian woman the same as a young African man. Men are more dangerous than women. Muslims are more dangerous than Christians. Blacks are more dangerous than whites. Young men are more dangerous than old men. These are all common sense statements that no one should hesitate to say. We can absolutely have discussions about when profiling goes too far or is incorrect, but to deny profiling entirely is to deny reality.
Which is absolutely true.
Yeah, couldn't agree more.
Couldn't agree more. And then there was another rebuttal after that.
Wayne Burkett said, one thing I've been very consistent about saying is that I will teach all of my children to make their gut feelings in instances like this primary. You never have to worry about offending anybody. You never have to worry that it might look mean or uncharitable or racist. You can just trust your gut in every case, and I'll have your back on that. And this is the crucial part, as Jeremy says, only a bad man would be bothered by this in the first place. A good man understands immediately what's happening and doesn't take it personally.
That's very true. And we have a little bit of a graph, the IQ graph.
Yeah.
Mate, I trust my instincts. It's worked for me and my gran. It'll work for me, simple as.
Yeah. Work for me, gran. It'll work for me, simple as. And then the Reddit type leftist, I'm going to need a source for that. And then at the high end of the IQ, it is perfectly rational to trust in your deep instincts since they evolved through generations of evolutionary pressure.
Which is very true. Yep. And then if you apply all these things to the Irina Zarutska situation where she's on the bus, maybe you don't sit in that seat.
She might live. Yeah,
I don't sit in that seat.
I don't
even ride the bus.
Yeah, I don't get on the train.
And then here's another place where maybe you could have done some racial profiling. That's kind of a joke. This guy is a mentor in Chicago for troubled youth. Yeah. And listen to what happened to him.
Public service announcement. Fahim here. Just got off work. I'm at 79th and Jeffrey on the corner looking for my car. Young man I mentored, tried to embrace, hung around me all day today. And then when I went to the washroom, stole my car. The BMW 750, stole it and is gone. And now his family's been notified about what could happen to him. So we're gonna see if they return my car.
Yeah, so maybe you could have profiled there some troubled teens in Chicago.
Yeah, man.
Maybe you don't leave your keys around when you go to the washroom.
Well, and it's an honorable thing. This is a black man who's trying to bring up and mentor a black kid, and he got burned. I don't have anything against that. He was trying to do the right thing. But, man, like, there's a certain point where when you're doing it, you have to almost put little tests or do little boundaries, you know? There's not just like free and open charity to someone who's going to steal your car. You got to be like, all right, then meet me here or help me with this. And I don't even know what he could have done, but I hate to make fun of him, but who else? Yeah. Who else but blacks? It's one of those kind of things, right?
Yeah, it's an honorable thing he's doing. We like him, and we'll send him a T-shirt if he sees this. All right, our next story.
Send him a car.
Remember a while ago we covered this story. We're going to let it play in the background. It's this Ring camera of this Asian guy getting attacked by the two black guys with tasers.
He gets tased right outside his house, and they steal his wallet and shit, his keys. It's something we covered on the show.
Maybe a year ago.
Yeah.
Well, it's been a year, and those guys are probably fixed from the system. Those guys have now been let out. And they're actually interviewing, I believe, the judge, asking him the thought process behind letting these criminals out.
Yeah, and we're getting to the point where videos that we cover, they're doing their time and then are fully their time and are fully out. And so, like, that's how bad of a repeat offender zone we're in, is people from Urban Decay are reappearing.
They're getting let out.
Yeah.
King County Superior Court presiding judge Ketu Shah is now answering questions about Maisonette, who prosecutors called a high violent offender back in 2016 after he carjacked and shot at someone on I-5, a convicted multiple-time felon, also accused of tasing a man and burglarizing a home on Beacon Hill. Yet a King County judge allowed Maisonette to return home on an ankle monitor last year. The prosecutors say tracked him to a jewelry heist in Bellevue.
The judge is looking at the factors of the circumstances of the case, what's alleged to have occurred, also looking at when the incident's alleged to have occurred.
He's accused by the prosecutors of being a danger to society, a violent man who shows no remorse.
You know, it's always hard. I think the court is balancing individual rights and the safety of the community.
In a certain respect, it doesn't make sense that he was allowed to go in and out of custody and then go home on a home ankle monitor.
Well, I think there's always the hope that people have the capacity to change their behavior.
Yeah, the capacity to change their behavior. He was wearing an ankle monitor and did a jewelry heist with the ankle monitor on.
Not the brightest criminal, but
He's a retard.
But the judge is like this. Hope you get better, brother. And this guy burglarized Richard Sherman's house, Ichiro Suzuki's house. Like this guy is a prolific repeat offender. And we have Jasmine Crockett going, I feel like white supremacy is really bad. And we got the judge going, I hope he gets better. We're just on some dumb, like we're being run by retarded people with no conviction and who's going to get victimized.
Operating completely outside of reality.
Yeah.
Like I'm not a judge. I'm not a lawyer. I didn't pass the bar. I don't know anything.
Mm-hmm.
But I could tell you, keep this guy locked up.
Yeah, it's an easy one.
And then a judge in a suit goes, well, we're hoping he changes his behavior.
Get fucked,
What
man.
the fuck is going on? We're better than judges at judging.
We're better than everybody at a lot of things.
So true.
This is like when we talk. Did we talk about this on the show? How just some random guy from Chicago put him in charge of the police?
Yeah.
Some blue collar guy. He looks fat.
We talked about it in Bonus Land, and we actually saw a guy. We were out to lunch with our friend Brendan, and
Mr. X and Brendan get lunch.
And, you know, Chicago has like a horrible DA. They have horrible everything.
Brandon Johnson's the mayor. He sucks.
Brandon Johnson's the mayor. Kim Fox. And then we saw some fat guy at on a diner eating like probably a Reuben.
Probably a bear claw and a Reuben.
Eating a bear claw and a cup
Coffee.
of coffee, black, multiple cups. And he was this huge fat guy with like a big mustache. And I was like, put him in charge. Put him in charge of the police.
I know.
Make him the DA.
He could like randomly do a better job. He'd be like, oh, I got to get up to speed. You know, first couple weeks are slow. He would ultimately do a better job. That's just where we're at in society.
You go, oh, repeat offender?
Because
you're done.
You appoint someone who does the backwards thing, and then of course, average Joe could do better, you know? Because he's got like a theory of mind that is designed to actually help instead of, well, we got to let all the criminals out. We got to do nothing.
Maybe the criminals will be good.
Yeah, that's the extent of this judge's.
And they immediately go and do more crimes.
Yeah. And that's what this judge thinks. Like, he really doesn't even have a good idea. You know what I'm saying? Like, he prepared for a news hit where he knew they were going to ask him about something like this. And we just, geez, guys, so we just kind of got to believe they'll be better.
And everyone assumes it's so sophisticated. I don't understand the law. Oh, there must be something else. It's just stupid.
And there's a certain invasive nature of court where, like, when you're going to get released for parole, like, they ask questions like, where are you going to work? Who are you going to live with? Who else is going to live there? Like, all these things. You can't drink alcohol. You can't do this. Like, there's an oppressive nature. And then they just let the guy who makes his money off of jewelry heists and home invasions, they go, yeah, go ahead. He's not going to get a job at the gas station. He's going to do jewelry heist and home invasions again.
Yeah.
He's going to pick up a blick, and he's going to go do it again.
Very true. All right, our last clip of Urban Decay, we're letting it play in the background. This old man gets robbed. He has a walker. He gets robbed and kind of assaulted for $6.
Yep. Only blacks.
Maybe he'll change. Yeah. Give him another chance.
Who else but BLACCs?
All right, well, that's the end of Urban Decay. Don't get too down or too depressed. We're moving on to Uplifting Gold. All right, Uplifting Gold. You know, I'm not going to lie to you guys.
Doesn't sound good here, Mr. X.
I couldn't find a lot of uplifting stuff this week.
Okay.
So I started with whatever I could find. These kids are playing with squirt guns.
Everybody dead! 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 Dead!
They're actually airsoft guns. Some are fun.
All right. Hot start for Uplifting
They were
Gold.
shooting a baby with the BB gun.
You know what?
Airsoft gun.
Sometimes Uplifting Gold, guys,
we don't deserve it.
Train your algorithm to show you puppy videos or something, Stop coming to us for Uplifting Gold, basically. Like, we're going to get mad at you.
We'll give you some uplifting. Next Uplifting Gold, these ladies are having fun at work. So there's music, but these postal workers, they're having fun at work. They're having a little dance party at work. They're torquing on the postal truck, and the post office was created, I believe, in 1775.
Yeah. Smart.
It's been around for like 250 years.
All right. Not much longer.
All right. This is actually uplifting. It's a hack. You guys know music, right? And jazz and saxophone. You probably look at it like, I could never learn that because I never learned how to do it.
Okay.
Anyone can do it.
This is your sign to go to your nearest music store and just rent a saxophone. Because I'm telling you, what you'll realize, like once you start playing and you start playing random ass notes, you'll realize that everybody that plays jazz is a complete fraud. Watch this. I don't even know what I'm gonna play right now. Watch. I'm just pressing random buttons and I blow, and it's like it's jazz. It's not good, but it's jazz, right? Watch.
It is what jazz sounds like.
Yeah. I get his point.
That's pretty funny.
I get his point. The difference between good and that is pretty far spread.
I'm sure, but I don't know the difference. Next, these guys.
Plus, this guy's a migrant type.
Yeah, that's true. He's got to go too. All right, our next clip. This is where Uplifting Gold actually starts. These people made a sour cream fountain for pierogi.
Yeah.
Pierogi eaters can stay. Look at that, though.
Not really working. Thick sour cream.
Kind of stupid.
Yeah.
But
people force a lot of things in these fountains.
But it's a bit.
I like pierogies. Pierogies with onions and sour cream.
Yeah, I like pierogies too.
Lots
Send them
of
to the
onions.
P.O. box. But let me know when you do.
Pierogies don't ship. Pierogies don't ship.
All right, next. This house was on fire, and then the police came, and then they saved the dog. But before the dog left, he led the police officers to his leash. That's me kicking the door down.
Everybody in here. Hey, buddy, come on. Come on. Come here, buddy. Come here. You're a good boy.
He likes it.
Come on, Oakley.
Oakley.
It said Oakley on the leash.
And they saved the dog, and he led him to the leash. He has the rules, even in a stressful time.
That's nice. And not much of a home protector dog. Door kicked in, and you take him to the leash.
Yeah.
I don't think dogs recognize police uniforms.
And it's like a pit bull type.
But he's a nice boy, I guess. Yeah.
But he's a nice boy. All right, our final clip and our Pure Americana clip of the week is this baby baseball player.
Small step and turn. Yeah, kind of like that. That's beautiful. Wow.
Look at him step through that. He's like, uh-oh. He's mouth breathing, though. Boom.
Wow, look at that finish, kid. Do that again. Can you hold that finish again?
Boom.
Yes, you can.
That's pretty good.
That's a real toddler doing a grown man swing.
He's got some skills in him.
But, Dad, you got to stop that mouth breathing. Get that jaw.
Take him to a myofunctional.
Yeah.
All right, well, that's the end of the episode. Have a nice weekend, everybody. If you're looking for 30 more minutes of the show, fleckistalks.com is the website. We have a very special Bonus Land announcement coming Tuesday. You guys will hear it then. It's going to be a good change to the format of things. I think you're going to love it. fleckistalks.com is the website. Support us, support the show, and get 4 hours of extra content a month just for subscribers. All right, thank you guys for watching. Have a nice weekend. We'll see you on Tuesday.
The question isn't, does your vote count?
It doesn't because we're all fucking